T-minus 90 seconds. The launch vehicle, payload, ground systems in Western Range are go for launch.
1 minute 20.
Both fuse on.
FCS count started.
T-minus 1 minute.
T-minus 1 minute.
Engine start box go.
Rock, report range status.
Rock, range is green.
50 seconds.
Second stage, LH2 secure at flight level.
Seconds.
Status check.
Go Delta.
Go NROL-71.
Roll for ignition.
T-minus 10, 9, 8. We should have ignition. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket with NROL-71 for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Vehicles beginning the pitch over maneuver.
You are hearing the voice of Patrick Moore providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Now 20 seconds into flight, seeing good chamber pressure across all three R-68A engines. Now 30 seconds into flight. And core boosters beginning to throttle down to the partial thrust mode as expected. Core boosters reach partial thrust. Now 46 seconds into flight. Chamber pressures continue to look good across all three R-68 engines. Core booster in partial thrust mode, port and starboard boosters in the full thrust mode. Now coming up on 1 minute into flight. Now passing 1 minute, 10 seconds. All three RS-68A engines continue to look good. Vehicle is now passing max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. And vehicle is now past Mach 1. Delta IV is now supersonic. Now 1 minute, 30 seconds into flight. Chamber pressures on all three RS-68A engines continue to look good. Core booster in the partial thrust mode, port and starboard boosters in the full thrust mode. 1 minute, 40 seconds in. Launch vehicle is now 12 miles in altitude, traveling at almost 1,600 miles per hour. Chamber pressures on all three engines continue to look good, coming up on 2 minutes into flight. Second stage attitude control system press valve has been opened. System now pressurizing to flight levels. Response looks good. Now 2 minutes, 10 seconds in. Chamber pressures on all three engines continue to look good. Vehicle's now gone to closed loop guidance. Vehicle body rates look good. Now 2 minutes, 30 seconds in. Just over 3 minutes now remaining in the boost phase of flight. Engine operating parameters continue to look good. Now passing 2 minutes, 42 seconds in. The Delta IV rocket now weighs just 1/2 of what it did at launch, burning propellant at a rate of almost 5,000 pounds per second. 2 minutes, 55 seconds in. Vehicle body rates continue to look good. Now at 3 minutes, vehicle is now passing Mach 5. About 20 seconds remaining, and I'm sorry, 30, correction. Vehicle body rates continue to look good. Chamber pressures on the RS-68A engines continue to look good. Now coming up on 3 minutes, 20 seconds into flight. Just over 30 seconds now remaining until strap-on booster engine cutoff. 3 minutes, 30 seconds in, just over 2 minutes remaining in the boost phase of flight. Vehicle is now passing Mach 10. Chamber pressures on the R-68 engines continue to look good. And port and starboard booster engines now throttling down to partial thrust in preparation for cutoff as expected. And we have cutoff of the strap-on engines, standing by for separation. And we have good indication of separation of the port and starboard strap-on booster. Core booster is now throttled back up to the full thrust mode. Engine response looks good. 4 minutes, 10 seconds into flight. Chamber pressure on the core booster in the full thrust mode looks good. Upper stage lock system has begun boost phase chill down sequence to begin thermal conditioning of the upper stage engine. Now 1 minute remaining in the boost phase of flight. And upper stage fuel system has begun boost phase chill down. Core booster continues to look good in the full thrust mode. Coming up on 5 minutes into flight, a little over 30 seconds now remaining until pico. Vehicle body rates continue to look good. Chamber pressure continue to look good on the core booster. Now 5 minutes, 20 seconds, standing by for core booster throttle down shortly. Core booster is now throttling down as expected, standing by for pico. And we have pico booster engine cutoff, standing by for stage separation. And we have good indication of stage separation. Nozzle extension is now deploying. We have pre-start on the RL-10, standing by for ignition on the RL-10. We have ignition and full thrust on the RL-10. Chamber pressure looks good. Body rates look good. Standing by for payload fairing jettison. And we have good indication of payload fairing jettison. Chamber pressure continue to look good on the RL-10 engine. This first burn of today's mission will last approximately 12 minutes, 6 seconds.
This is Delta Mission Control at T plus 6 minutes and 30 seconds and counting. Patrick Moore has just confirmed the successful completion of the early phase of today's flight. All systems continue to operate nominally, and I would also like to thank Patrick Moore for his support of today's show. If you'd like to know more about ULA or the Delta IV Heavy rocket, visit ulalaunch.com or join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. If you'd like to know more about the NRO, visit www.nro.gov or follow them on Facebook and Twitter. To finish the show, let's take another look at today's liftoff, which occurred at 11:10 a.m. Pacific. I'm Tyler Strickland, and on behalf of the entire launch team, thank you for joining us and have a great day. 1 and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket with NROL-71 for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Vehicles beginning the pitch over maneuver.
You are hearing the voice of Patrick Moore providing launch vehicle ascent data.
Now 20 seconds into flight, seeing good chamber pressure across all three R-68A engines. Now 30 seconds into flight.